Okay, good night to everybody here in the Hacker Dojo, and we have one more time our Far Chat of every Friday. And this time, we're going to talk with Svitlo, that is going to tell us a little bit about the journey that you has been in your life. And we are eager to know how you got here in Silicon Valley, what is your history, where you come from. Tell us a little bit about that. Remember, we have just 20 minutes.
Yes,
it's a long history.
Remember that. So I've been brought in that world outside of the United States of America, obviously, and spent first my probably 10 years in Africa, from all places. Then I moved to Soviet Union at that time and lived part of my life in Ukraine and part of my life in Russia, which makes me now outcast in both countries. So basically, in one country I'm a spy, in another country I'm like enemy of the state. My background is economics. I did graduated from both Moscow University and the Maryland School of Business, where I did my degree in finance and accounting. And then I was recruited by, today they call it Big Four, but at that time we called Big Six. Probably you know Ernst & Young, Arthur Andersen, Deloitte & Touche.
They were the Big Five, Big Six, and the last four.
It's like long story. And I spent in those organization about a decade, making my career like everyone probably who's been in corporate life. You know, you start from no one paying you and paying any attention to you. And I was promoted to the partner level when I started to kind of get more people and this feel of power and big money. And after that, I decided that that's time for me to go. And it was a good time to leave because basically everyone was leaving and everyone saying corporation is bad. And I started my own, at that time, it was a fund. And it was a great time because everything which we were buying was less than $50,000. So that's what the biggest check I write was like maybe 60. And mostly it was internet, of course, web one. And
that was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago. But I was very young at that time and didn't understand absolutely nothing, but it was not absolutely necessary. And then suddenly, you know, the story, people start buying. So it was a crash, and then people suddenly start to buy, and I got like substantial amount of capital, which I basically spent on vacations. Well, not really. So I found a couple of companies, and one of them was a bank. And after I got to the banking business, finance basically took me over almost completely. Well, because it was not the American type of banking. It was mostly, our bank was based in London, but we were mostly doing this, at that time we call it like investments, right? But
investment bank.
Yes, investment bank. But in reality, we were doing private equity investments. And we're doing almost all across the Commonwealth of Independent States. Probably you know, that's 16 of former republic plus part of the Eastern Europe.
And you were based where? In London or here?
Well, I actually was living in a plane, literally, because my partners were sitting in London because why not? And I was doing all the dirty job. So it's basically going somewhere. And there was a lot of stories I can tell, but because we have only 20 minutes, I just say that it was we were buying everything from, say, like airports to newspapers to something else. I remember we were buying some, I don't know even how to explain it into Americans. Basically, the facility who produce gas. So basically, you're doing money. It's like a refinery of the air. So you know that if you take air, you can split in a fraction. And part of the fraction you can actually sell that. So then after all of that, I start to be annoyed because it's all the same kind of, and I think that I probably ready for something bigger. And I got friends who got friends, and I started what at that time we called Russian NASDAQ. It was Russian NASDAQ, Russian, not Russian NASDAQ, Russian NASDAQ. Mm-hmm. So the idea was that there were a lot of private investors, let's bring them together and allow them to like sell back and forth small portion of the small companies. At that time, it was revolutionary. Well, everybody knows that it's like a common business now. Mm-hmm. But we were literally the first, not only in CIS, not only like, but we were the first in Eastern Europe. It was some analog here in the States. But anyway, after we spent almost 5 years doing that, some big organization come to us and bought us out completely. They said like, come on, what are you doing? It just doesn't make any sense. It will not fly. And they bought us out.
So, but that was a good opportunity for you. You capitalized all the knowledge and all the experience.
Definitely, yes. But basically after that, I come to the United States. And that's how began my life here. And here is almost like first I come here and I started incubator, actually one and then second one. It was like Frisca, like stupid name that was. And after incubator, I financed a couple of crypto companies.
That was local here in Silicon Valley?
Yes. That was here, Frisco. Come on, Frisco, San Francisco.
Don't call it Frisco.
Everyone was telling me that, but I thought it's a great idea. Yes, like Frisco, why not? It didn't get too far, but that's how I get to Hacker Dojo.
How long ago was that?
Wow, it was this Hacker Dojo where is now Boston Dynamic.
Okay, the second one.
Second one.
The second one.
So I missed the first one. And the second one, I met Gavin Wood first, and then I met Vitalik Buterin. And as soon as I met Gavin Wood and Vitalik Buterin, I can just completely come to this, as we call it, it's like rabbit hole, right? And basically from there, it was all blockchain, cryptocurrencies, so, usual story. It's just last probably.
And now, are you still in the crypto industry, or you are getting away of that? Today, that's something that we would like really to know.
Well, now I start to regret that because I was like a regular, basically VC, and now I don't know why, right? Because there is no regular VC business in cryptocurrencies, obviously, right? Because we cannot say that there is a value, we can hold it for 20 years. It doesn't make 10 years. It doesn't make sense, right? So it's more like a hopping in, hopping out, finding. That's why you've seen me presenting all of these charts. When I was a VC, I've never done anything like this because, Warren Buffett. That's what you do.
Well, that's quite a bit of the some dream that a lot of people has. How I get into the investment side is usually you get into building your own company, you make money with your first or second sale, and then you decide to be good to the people and helping them, putting money to grow their companies.
Well, I wouldn't say like I've been so good to people just putting money to grow the company. I'm more like was always, what's it for me, right? Like for my partners, of course, right?
Well, that's the challenge.
Yes, but I'm getting there. Because it's important, definitely, especially now, because we kind of in that situation where we cannot just be individuals on, right? Communities matter, especially, I don't know, decentralized finance. What we're doing.
Well, and how you foresee the decentralized finance is really going to take off back, or we need to wait for a long time before the blockchain and all that stuff?
Well, I can ask auditory, how many of you believe that decentralized method of governance will take over our society in the nearest 10 years? Raise the hands. See? That's no one believes in this, unfortunately. It used to be when we started, maybe at least 30% of people will be raising hand. And I mean, remember Vitalik was standing like right in the center, he was like a skinny guy, almost not talking, and we were like, yes, we will do that. Government will fall, but reality kicks in. So.
And now, if we switch a little bit gears, how you find this place, the Hacker Dojo? When was your first time that you came here?
It's actually because it was a Bitcoin machine standing there. That was first Bitcoin exchange where I can put like tax in and got Bitcoin and can put Bitcoin, got paid. That was standing right in front. That's how.
An ATM machine.
Yes, ATM. Now it's probably illegal or whatever. I've seen like probably about a dozen ATM who allows you to buy Bitcoin here, but not anything which gives you back cash.
But that is one of the nice things of...
That's the most important thing.
How you start doing these kind of things, who takes the lead in doing that. And that was one of the Hacker Dojo environment that provide a way to start testing new ideas.
How many old Hacker Dojo members here? Who remember? Of course, yes, of course. So you remember it was like absolutely different. It was like big holes and it was people in one side doing something you never like probably met these people because they are living there amongst their equipment. It was like a hoop. And then there's another corner where for us it was in a garage. For some reason, all these meetups it was a first Ethereum meetup. Well, not probably the first because it was also Love House. You probably remember, right?
Yeah. Rainbow House?
Yes. In a mountain.
In the super happy house.
Yes, in the Mountain View. That's probably the first. But anyway, it was, and we were like there. So all outside was like, I remember, I was, oh my goodness, those people, they're geniuses. They can take everything by their hands and made the billions just like this in a couple of sessions.
And now, what made you to stay here after being for a long time? From the second location, did you were in the Santa Clara? You participate in activities where we were located in Santa Clara?
Yes, I was then the member of the third Hacker Dojo. That's actually when I spent most of the time. I spent almost 2 years there. And it was different Hacker Dojo. It was more civilized, put it like this, and there were a lot of events, which I love, because there are like friends of mine came there. It was a lot of blockchain events. Besides, you can stay and watch like big screens, a lot of what to do there. We played chess, we played Go, but we didn't play poker. We're going to be playing poker today. Just let you know.
Well, that's great. And now, what is the kind of things that you would like to see that happens here in the Hacker Dojo? If you are very creative and you foresee how we should be doing here.
Well, I definitely want to have here more blockchain, crypto, or whatever. We have blockchain Joe here, and we have probably, right? But 3 of us, right? There are 3 people here blockchain. So we need take over at least part of this. Get rid of you people because I don't know what you're doing with your lives. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yes, so that's a dream. But I also want to have here one of my if you ask me what I like to hear, I like here more VCs. Yep. Just like more people with angels, maybe something like nice for them. I don't know.
And how we can bring in them. That's a very interesting thing. And that's an open question for the audience also. How we can bring the kind of people that you would like to do. Because, for instance, these lighting talks are a way to expose people about their ideas. If we can match great people with venture capital, how we can do that?
Oh, that's pretty simple. You basically, what you do, you take a big tent, there's like folding tent, and then you go and live on Sand Hill. Which is like in the middle. It's a perfect place. Trust me, I started my career here in Sand Hill Rose. And there are a lot of places for everyone there. Like no one actually, so you have to be Sequoia. We made our camp there, and then they will come. Just inevitable. They will pay attention.
Well, we need to do these kind of things, and how we can help the entrepreneurs here to have a good pitch for them.
Yeah, yes, that's important, of course. It's part of the mission of Hacker Dojo. I've always seen it, especially, remember these sessions where people were like lightning talks, but in Hacker Dojo it was probably every day, as I remember. In
the old one?
I may be wrong, John. Yes.
I used to give those workshops at the old one on Ellis.
Yep, I think it was every day these lightning talks in old Hacker Dojo. I mean, where's Boston Dynamics in the Mountain View? Well, it's there.
There wasn't lightning talks every day, but it almost kind of felt like it. There was always somebody doing something.
But remember, there was this pool table, and around pool table they always was making presentation every day. Okay, you know better because I thought it was like every day.
And what else did you learn here in the Hacker Dojo?
I mean, of course, come on. In Hacker Dojo, I learned everything. I started in Ethereum in Hacker Dojo. So just like my alma mater. Yes, matter.
Yes. And do you feel that there is an alumni kind of things that we can rejoin with all these people that were very much involved in Ethereum and try to bring them back to share
it's going to be very difficult to bring together all this team of Ethereum in one room. It's Hutchinson, Gavin Wood, and Vitalik. They don't even probably friends now, because especially Hutchinson. He's like, Cardano. The guy who made the Cardano, he was part of the team, and I remember him. They were like one big happy family. Now I'm not even sure they're not enemies, because because they took
different roads in their life.
Drastically different roads. So I've never seen them together since that. Never. So.
That's the kind of things, and now we need to create that new culture or new opportunities, and how this, if it's not blockchains, what should be the next big thing that we should be looking. Now AI is making a lot of noise, is doing very interesting things. Yesterday we have a good event about how to implement innovation ideas. Hanus, that was here, part of the Hacker Dojo, is doing a lot with innovation algebra, how to have good conversations with the chatbots and creating that. We should need to find that new venture and new people that are willing to create that conversations that was the Hacker Dojo in Mountain View, in Boston Dynamics, or in Santa Clara.
Definitely, I have no doubt about that. So we have to get out more, get these leaflets and go just spread it out. Just starting with this, why not?
Yeah, well, then we should invite everybody to think about how to create that new ideas, put that in black and white, invite them to talk here in the lightning talks, and generate that boost in some way.
Yes, and we need more success stories. So if we have anything like, how many people been in PayPal here? Probably everyone, right? So you've seen their wall of fame. So you come to PayPal, you've seen all these companies who was graduating from PayPal. It was like half of the Web 2.0 there. So if we have more success stories, VC will pay attention, definitely, because what they want is just exits.
Well, in that sense, is as to the people, don't be shy. Show us that you are successful. Tell us. And
definitely, yes. Just if anyone got the financing after being here, we need immediately his autographs here, or picture on a wall.
Okay, well, Svit, I appreciate that you share all that and make us remember some very good things that happens here in the Hacker Dojo, and provoke us in how to think forward in what should be the next steps.
Yeah, thank you very much for interviewing. Thank you. Okay.